Welcome to Broken Bushcraft. So today we're going to talk about how to preserve this pepper plant, because pepper plants are actually perennials. So, it doesn't look great now, but it will. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let's kick this off. Ooh. So this pepper plant kind of had a beating this year. I had to transplant it because I moved and I put it in the wrong size pot. So it definitely didn't get to grow like it wanted to. The first thing you want to do is take all your peppers off. So take them off, and you can use these. These all look good. Finally turned red. Then you're going to aggressively prune. Now, before you start pruning, now I had some bugs get on this and start destroying my plant. So you're going to look for the fork. So we're going to ignore this fork right here, and we're going to use this fork right here. Okay? So I'm going to trim everything above. So go to this fork, find two nodes. So really, this plant right here is saved. All you have to do is trim up the leaves, so we don't have those anymore. So trim off the top leaves. Boop. Leave those, and leave that. Let me take that one a second. So this plant right here, I know this is 3 plants in one. So this came up, had a Y here. Some bugs got to it, so we cut that off. It was killing the plant. So you find your Y, your new fork, which is right here, and you come up 2 nodes. 1, 2, right here. So trim it above that. Keep some leaves on it. This is where the new pepper plants will grow, is right here and right here. And possibly right here, because you see you have the leaf growing out. So we'll do the same thing over to this one. This one has more foliage on it. I know it looks really sad. It is getting cold and they are dying. So we find our fork, go the 2 nodes, and we're just gonna trim these, aggressively trim these down. I know it looks really bad, but trust me, when we show this to you again next year, I'm going to leave this top part. I just want to see what's going to happen. And this dead one right here, I'm just going to trim that. So there's your new pepper plant. There it is. I know it looks sad. It looks terrible. Now the container you put it in, this is a perfect container for this, what you're doing. About a 2-gallon bucket or 2-gallon container. Put any kind of store-bought fertilizer in here or potting soil that has a fertilizer in it. That way it'll feed the plant. Clean it up a little bit. Now I know usually I would transplant this for you guys, but I don't need to. If you did transplant this, something you would do is pull this root ball out. Pull this whole thing out. Let's pull it out just to show you. You take all this off and you give the root ball a real good soak. That would wash off any of the bugs, anything that's in there. This soil is really clean, so there are no bugs in this soil, so I'm going to keep it as is, and I'm just going to give it a real good soak. And then where you keep the pepper plant, if it stays above 40 degrees, awesome, because the plant will acclimate to that weather. If it gets below 40 degrees, move this plant inside your house. Anything below 40 is really going to kill it. So let's get this thing a good soak. In the greenhouse, it doesn't get below 40. Actually, it's around 50. So we'll get this thing a good soak, and then we'll be all done. Now you're gonna give this a good soak. Once this, you're gonna give this thing a good soak, and then you're gonna let it completely dry out before you water it again. So this will be a week or 2 before we go for this again. So there you go. We've prepared our pepper for the winter time. Now it's going to stay pretty dormant. It's not going to grow much of this. Remember, keep it above 40 degrees and let the soil get bone dry before you water it again. We're going to do the same process to our jalapenos and to our cayennes. They're all perennials. The reason we do this is because when spring comes around, I'm taking a full-grown plant, or a plant that's ready to produce, and putting it into the soil rather than starting from a seed. This way I've extended my growing season by probably 3 weeks. giving you more opportunities to collect food and harvest food. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the woods, or the greenhouse, or the garden, or somewhere outside.